सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यस्य विरलवक्त्राद्याः पारिषद्याः परस्सतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सच्चिदानन्तरूपाय कृष्णाय अक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय विधिसाक्षिणे दैपायनं व्यासं भूतहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे मदिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्ते पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्रानन पादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रचस्थं चिते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै ॐ विश्वं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतकृत् भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः भूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमागतिः अव्ययपुरुषः साक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञोऽक्षर एव च योगो योगविदां नेता प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरः नारसिंहवपुः श्रीमान् केशवः पुरुषोत्तमः सर्वस्यर्वस्तिवस्तानुर्भूताधिर्निधिरव्ययः सम्भवो भावनो भर्ता प्रभव प्रभुरीश्वरः स्वयंभूशम्भुरादित्यपुष्कराक्षो महात्मनः अनादिनिधनो धाता विधाता धातुरुत्तमः अप्रमेयो ऋषिकेश पद्मनाभो अमरप्रभुः विश्वकर्मा मनस्पष्टा स्थविष्ठस्थविरो ध्रुवः अग्राह्यः शाश्वतः कृष्णो लोहिताक्षप्रतर्दनः प्रभुतस्त्रिककुद्धाम पवित्रं मङ्गलं परम् ईशान प्राणद प्राणो ज्येष्ठ श्रेष्ठ प्रजापतिः हिरण्यगर्भो भूगर्भो माधवो मधुसूदनः ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमक्रमः अनुत्तरो दुरादर्श कृतज्ञ कृतिरात्मवान् सुरेशरणं शर्म विस्वरेता प्रजाभवः अहत् संवत्सरो व्याल प्रत्ययः सर्वदर्शनः अजः सर्वेश्वरः सिद्धः सिद्धिः सर्वादिरच्युतः वृषाकपिरमेयात्मा सर्वयोगविनिस्तृतः वसुमना सत्यः समात्मा संविदः समः अमोघ पुण्डरीकाक्षो वृषकर्मा वृषाकृतिः रुद्रो बहुशिरा बभ्रू विश्वयोनिस्विचिस्रवाः अमृतः शाश्वतस्तानुर्वरारोहो महातपाः सर्वगः सर्वविद्भानुर्विश्वक्सेनो जनार्दनः वेदो वेदविदव्यङ्गो वेदाङ्गो वेदवित्कविः लोकाध्यक्षस्तुराध्यक्षो धर्माध्यक्षकृताकृतः चतुरात्मा चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्दंष्ट्रश्चतुर्भुजः भ्राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सगिष्णुर्जगदादिजः अनघो विजयोजेता विश्वयोनिर्पुनर्वसुः उपेन्द्रो वामनप्रांसुरमोघः सुचिरूर्जितः अतीन्द्रसङ्ग्रहः सर्गो धृतात्मा नियमो यमः वेद्यो वैद्यस्तदा योगी वीरः माधवो मधुः अतीन्द्रयो महामायो महोत्साहो महाबलः महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महाद्युतिः अनिर्देशवपुः श्रीमान् अमेयात्मा महाधृधृत्. So we came up to that point with Swami's grace. So let us continue. So Anirdesyavapuh Shriman Ameyatma Mahadhridrit. So next one is Maheshvaso Mahibharta Srinivasas Satam Gatihi. Maheshvasaha Mahishvasaha Mahibharta Srinivasaha Satam Gatihi. Now, in Rudram, you would have seen, those of you who had learned Rudram, that Ishu is, it means bow. Maheshvasaha, one who has a great bow, carries a great bow. Okay? Now we say Kozandam, we say Pinakapani, right? So, the Bhagavan carries the Maha, great, big bow. Okay? Maheshwasaha. And also, because you carry a Maha, big, great bow, you also send out great arrows, powerful arrows, right? We can picture what happened in Ramayana and all that, right? The Setu Bandhanam, when he had the Ramasetu built, right? And what happened when he was about to fire a bow to the arrow to the ocean, right? So those things we can picture. So that is the aspect of Bhagavan we're talking of, right? Carries the big bow. Now here we follow the Rudram, and it also the bow and the arrow. What does it symbolically mean? It is the fact that every action that we do comes back to us as an arrow. So he fires the arrow back. Okay, so that is why in Rudram he prays to Bhagavan, please loosen your bowstrings, put the bow away and make sure that all your arrows in your quiver are all empty, so please, and also don't touch it, so that the arrows don't come back to me. So that is the idea, right? That is what the bow and the arrow really mean. Because what does a bow do? A bow like that, like a catapult, you extend it, the thing comes back, right? So every action I do is actually an arrow from the bow that's coming back to me. You understand? So Maheshwasaha. Maheshwaso Mahi Bharta. Bharta means there are two meanings. And the Bharta is one word, we say husband. Okay, the way we take it in one normal words, normal language. But also Bharta actually means one who supports, a supporter. Okay, and you can all picture what happened now. Allegorically, we say Varahavataram came, right, and brought the Mother Earth from the ocean. So what does it mean? Bhagavan is supporting the Mother Earth on which we are all living. Understand? So what happened after Varaha Swami came and brought the earth that was submerged in under the ocean, under the waters? We see up to that point. But what happened after that? What happened to the Varaha Swami? Right? He didn't immediately go on the top of the Tirumalai hills and all that. Right? He's still supporting. And Bhagavan who is supporting us. The support not only physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything, the support that is there is Mahi Bharta. So we can think of Swami Lakshmi Varahan and then pray our namaskarams to him. Maheshwaso Mahi Bharta Sri Nivasaha. That means one who is the Sri is residing, living in him. We say again in our way of the way the elders have taught us, Mahalakshmi Sri is residing in Bhagavan's Hridayam. What that simply means is that Sri is all the resources, all the prosperities, all the things we need to live. Right? After having been born, we have to live. All the resources, right, are all in Bhagavan's Hridayam. That means what? Out of compassion, out of love, out of his karunai, he is showering all the resources that each one of us requires endlessly. So that is Sri Nivasaha. Okay? When you think of Sri, don't think in terms of money. Don't think in terms of Mahalakshmi with all the things. Give me that. No. Think of Sri Nivasa. Out of the Hridayam, out of the love and the compassion and the prema, how everything is being showered on us. That is important. That is Sri Nivasa. Satam Gatihi. Now, Sadhu Jana Poshanaya Namaha. Now, we worship Bhagavan. Sadhu Jana. So Janam means to one who has taken birth. Okay, whoever is been born that is Janam. Now, so what is sadhu? Every one of us have the sattvic tendencies and the non-sattvic tendencies. By training myself to sadhana, to discipline, to control, through self-control, I emphasize and get my sattvic tendencies to dominate over the other tendencies at any time. That is the idea. They're like getting a balanced mindset rather than being too aggressive or too passive, right? There is passive tendencies, aggressive tendencies, right? And there is also people who are passive aggressive. So those are all not good. Balanced mindset. So we've got to develop that. Those people, how do you develop a balanced mindset? Only in the company of Bhagavan. It's not something that you can intellectually say this is what it is. You know, you cannot say pain and pressure don't bother me, heat and cold don't bother me. No, it cannot. You know, it bothers us, right? So how do I do that? By going somewhere else mentally, which is the company of Bhagavan. People who do that are sadhus. So satam gati, for those people, gati, the pathway as well as the goal. Maheshwaso mahi bhatta srinivasas satam gatihi aniruddha. Niruddha. Okay. Niruttam. When we say like that, that means something that is stopped. Something that you can obstruct. Aniruddha. Aniruddha means unstoppable, unobstructable. See, if you take our own case, for example, we are all, as Bhagavan keeps on calling us and reminding us, we are all nothing but I am not this, so whom I think I am. You are not who you think you are. Okay, honestly. But we do all the other circus around that thing. Who are we really? We are all embodiments of love. That is how Bhagavan calls us. Do you understand? He doesn't call me by my name or your name, and he calls us embodiment of love. That's who we really are. Now, that prema, the embodiment of prema, embodiment of love in English we're translating, but the word that's used by Bhagavan is prema, embodiments of prema. Okay? So, that prema, what happens to it? It is so powerful, it really wants to expand and pour out within each one of us. Imagine, just if I'm able to live, just pouring out the prema I have, sharing it with everyone, how will my life be? Not worried about all the world is and all that. That is Bhagavan's responsibility, not mine. Please understand, there's nothing wrong with the world. There's nothing wrong with the world. Change your vision accordingly. What is wrong is in our vision. How can things be wrong in Bhagavan's creation? If I say, Bhagavan, you have created this world, how can it be deficient? It cannot be. I look at it with jaundiced eyes, so to speak, or a cataract eye, or a blind eye, right? I don't see it. I see it wrong way. So the vision is in me. You understand? Now, if I develop a loving vision of prema, vision of sharing the prema that I have, I will be peaceful. I'll be happy, like Kanchi Paramacharya was, Ramana Maharshi was. Right? Even now, when we think of them, we feel happy and peaceful, even though they are not physically here. Now, that prema, what it wants to do, its nature is to pour out and expand and share. But it is also aniruddha. I am trying to stop it, I am trying to obstruct it with my selfishness. What is the result? I lose peace, I get worries, I get miseries and difficulties. So who's winning? It is not stoppable. Unless I give in right? It is going. These kind of things will continue to happen. So who is the winner in this? Aniruddha. We can't stop it. Regardless of how selfish you are, how whatever narrow-minded you are, intelligent you are, smart you are, nothing will work. You will be robbed of peace of mind. Simple. So sooner or later, we will realize this is not where it is at. Do you understand? So this Aniruddha, the force of this prema has got an unstoppable force. When we say its nature is to expand, yes, it will expand. Nothing can stand in its way. So Aniruddha. Aniruddha, Suranandaha, Sura Anandaha, one who gives bliss to Suras, to Devas. So we can experience it personally. Deva, we have said, all the Daivik Sampat, the tendencies that take us towards the lotus feet, that compel us towards going to the lotus feet, to go and embrace Bhagavan. That is Devas, right? Now, when I do something, do a Satkarma, when I do an action in the company of God, when I surrender, when I worship, when I really yearn for Bhagavan, when I say, I love you, Swami, and sincerely mean it, that Deva, that effulgence there, what happens to it? Only happiness is the only result. Happiness that comes out of peace, not a temporary happiness. So Suranandaha. By the same token, when you move away from him, the Anandam is also not there. It's very important. This is how the light is shining, showing us the way. Because we're all fundamentally seeking happiness only. Right? Seeking it at the wrong place. That's why we suffer. But our seeking, our impulse is only to get happiness. And that can come only Sura Anandaha, when I take the Daivik Sampat. Understand? So Aniruddha, Suranandaha, Govindaha. Govinda, a very important term. Now, Go has got 4 meanings. Go, Pasu, cows. Go means Vedam. Go means Mother Earth. And Go also means the sound that I utter, the sound that comes out of me, cognizable sound. We call it words or language, whatever that you speak, speech, that is Go. So Govinda now is the protector, the leader, the master of all these. Understand? Now, in the world of Devas, Govinda, they worship him as the protector of the world, of the Bhumi. When Govardhana Giri was lifted, when that beautiful incident took place, and it rained non-stop, and because Indra was trying to convey a message to the people, it is all, the Avataram does all these so-called miracles, it's not miracles for the Avataram, to bring out, to demonstrate divinity, so that ordinary people like me can appreciate. So after the thing was over, what did Indra do? He came and worshipped Krishna. And the word that he used was Govinda. And there, the leader, the protector of all the cows. You understand? So that's what happened in Dwapara Yuga. Now, the Munis and the Rishis, when they say Govinda, they address Bhagavan, protector of the Mother Earth, on which he is giving. So protector means Bhumi is protecting us, but somebody has to protect the Bhuma Devi, right? So put a seed in, what brings it up? Simple. Look at it this way. Okay, we take so many things for granted. So many things. Actually, the most precious things in this world are all free. They have no monetary value attached to them. So really think about it. Okay? And always remember that. Bhagavan is giving us so much. Okay? There's nothing, not enough I can do to even express my gratitude to him, except to follow his command. That's all I should do. So, Rishis and Munis, they also, when they say Govinda, they mean also the protector of the world as well as the protector of the speech. Not only the protector of the speech, the one that manifests itself as a speech from me. Think, where does the sound that I utter come from? Is it coming from my mouth? We all have covered this several times before. It originates in Mooladharam, right? And then it goes through 3 changes, right? So Pasyama, Madhyama, and then finally it comes to Vaikari, right? So that's when it becomes cognizable. So where does that Govinda, the one that is within me and manifesting as speech? Understand? So Govinda, Aniruddho Surananda Govindo Govidam Patihi. Govidam Patihi. Govidam. Again, talking about the walk. Where does Swami, where do you live? The Saitya Upanishad says, where is this Atma? Where is this Bhagavan? So it says very beautifully, it starts at the lower lip and it ends at the upper lip. It is joined by the tongue and the speech that it manifests as. That is where your Atma is. So it is not just a speech or a word. It is Bhagavan itself. Okay? So, go Vidambati. People who have mastered the divinity of speech, not the art of speech, not the art of talking, not people who go and give a speech and talk and get applause and all. No, that is nothing. People who have mastered the divinity of speech, which means where the walk, the words that I utter are in consonance with my thoughts and action, and where the thoughts are pure. Sri Karana Suddhi. Sri Karanam is those 3. But they should be pure. They can be pure only when the thoughts are pure. The thoughts are pure only in the company of Bhagavan. Then the words I utter will be divine. That Govitam, Patihi, the master of those people who have mastered the Vedas and through their personal experience, Anushtanam, Patihi, Govitam, Patihi. Maheshwaso Mahi Bharta Srinivasas Satam Gatihi Aniruddhas Suranando Govindo Govidam Patihi Marichirdamano Hamsas Suparno Bhujagotamaha. Marichihi is self-effulgent. Marichi was one of the early Saptarishis. Saptarishis, they are always in Brahman. So there is an effulgence around them. That's the effulgence that we see when you talk of stars and all that. Where does the effulgence come from? Where does the effulgence of the sun come from? Okay? So that sacrifice, that perennial sacrifice that Surya Bhagavan is undergoing, which we call as chemical reaction and fusion and all, that's our terms. But what makes it happen, that sacrifice that's going through in the physical embodiment, that always comes out as a shining effulgence. So think of Kanchi Paramacharya, there's an effulgence around him. Effulgence does not mean only a flame burning. There's an effulgence, light. Because that effulgence gives the light to the flame. Remember that, right? So that tejas shines. That is what we are all surviving on from the sacrifice, perennial sacrifice that the Aditya is doing, Surya Bhagavan is doing. So that Bhagavan, Surya Bhagavan's father is Marichi. The Rishi, Sapta Rishi, living a life of sacrifice, they are eternal. That effulgence, the effulgence of all the effulgence. That Marichi is that aspect that gives effulgence to effulgence. Same way, Pavitram Pavitranam, that gives purity to purity, right? There is something, that is the aspect of Bhagavan, that is divinity. Okay? Marichihi Damanaha. Now, we talked about the Aniruddha, how prema is unstoppable. And if I obstruct it, then I pay a price for it, right? What is happening there? Bhagavan is Damanaha. There is a pathway he has drawn, a straight, narrow, it's like a razor's edge. That's the pathway. That's the path of spirituality. It is so sharp and so thin and narrow it is. That's the part we have to follow, right? But if I do this in the company of Bhagavan, that becomes a huge highway. I cannot go on a detour at all. But if I don't hold Bhagavan's hand, then I slip, I get hurt, all those things happen, right? What happens, Damanaha, if I don't follow what has been prescribed, what I've been commanded to do, then there is a punishment. There is a correction that takes place. That never stops. That through that correction, Bhagavan keeps me in check and makes sure I follow the path. You understand? So Damanaha is that controlling, that correcting. If you want to even use the word, that punishing aspect. If I take a spoiled food, I get a stomach ache. Would you call it punishment or would you call it correction? If I go and hit my head by mistake against the door, immediately I get hurt. Pain comes. Is that a punishment or correction? That is what Bhagavan does. How you do it. You take it as correction, as prasadam. Okay? The moment you take it as prasadam, then you go into another dimension. Oh, I made a mistake. Bhagavan has given me buddhi. He has given me all the faculties. And still I make a mistake. So I got to use those faculties properly. Understand? It is not a punishment. It's a correction. Right? Do you understand? And so, that is aspect of Swami is Damanaha. Marichir Damano Hamsaha. Hamsaha. Aham Saha. Saha Aham. Hamsa Mantram. Hamsa Gayatri. Bhagavan, one of the avatarams of Bhagavan, how he manifests himself is Hamsa Avataram. What is this Hamsa Avataram? Hamsa is a bird we read in high school and all that. It's a mythological bird that separates milk from water. You all would have read that, right? I'm sure you have read that. Put a milk and water and then thing only takes milk and leaves water behind. Have you read it? You have not read it? Oh, no, okay, that's okay. Maybe you guys are too young, but we all read it in high school. So that's a Hamsa bird. And so I wondered then immediately in Tamil when they translate the Annam. Okay, immediately, English immediately translates to swan. But swan is not what Hamsa is. Even though we see a picture of swan. But Hamsa is the Hamsa avatar. Hamsa is the aspect See, Suchisravaha, we saw. So many things fall in our ears. Suchisravaha, what did we say? Whoever remembers the meaning of it. It's a very important noun. Every noun is important. But a very important reminder for us is one who hears only good things, that he is a Suchisravaha. Whatever you hear only Bhagavan's voice in that. Okay? One who can do it means what? You have to filter. First thing is using our brain and intelligence and buddhi. I have to filter. Oh, this is not a good thing. I'm going to shut my ears off. It can fall on my ear, but I'm not going to pay attention to it. Then you will never hear it. So Suchisravaha, he hears only the good things. So when a child cries, what does the mother hear? Okay? See, the mother hears only the love. The love is the one that responds to it. See what I'm saying? Oh, are you hungry? Oh, was it got a headache or paining here? Did he get hurt? How the mother reacts to it. The crying is ignored. Something goes beyond that, isn't it? So, like the Divine Mother, we are all crying, but he goes to the root cause, ignores. Right? The Suchisravaha, like that, the Hamsaha, the mythological teaching of when you give a cup of water and milk mixed together, and Hamsa bird goes there and sucks in only the milk out of it, leaving the water behind. What is the meaning is, everything in life is always a mixture of the good and the bad. Both Daivik Sampat and Asurik Sampat are always present in everything. What do I grab? What do I filter? That filtering aspect, taking only the essence of Bhagavan out of everything. That rasam, that is the thing we have to develop. And how is the Hamsa Avataram teaching us that message? By I am being part of it. It is manifesting in me as my breath, as my pranan and apanan. Every time I let out my breath, the sound saha comes. The aham comes. When I take the breath in, so it's right. So okay. So saha means he, that. Aham, I. He is I am he. When I do so, taking breath in, everything, saha means not somewhere else. All the things that I'm taking in, everything is aham, is I only. No difference. So the Advaitic teaching is there. Saha aham, soham. That is Hamsa. Hamsa Gayatri is there. Very important. Okay. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidnahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayate. So this Hamsa Avataram that Bhagavan has taken, manifesting himself, continuously activating this piece of wood, if you want to call it. Basically a lifeless savam. That's what we are all. It becomes Sivam because of the Hamsa. You understand? Because of the breath I take in, that is why this Savam becomes Sivam. Otherwise it is Savam. Right? That's the truth. So that Hamsa, reminding me every breath I take in and take and give out, that I am He, I am He, I am He. I am all this. Okay? That Hamsa Gayatri. So Hamsa Avataram. And it is not that he took the avataram like Rama took the avataram. No. Rama is still living. Krishna was in Dwapara. You can immediately mind says, oh, that's 5,000 years ago. No. He's still living very much. Bhagavan is still living right now. You must approach it in the present, not mentally through the past and giving my dimension to it, limitation to it. Enjoy. It's all right now. It's available. This moment I open my mind to it, it's available to me. He's there, very much there. So, this Hamsa is the clearest proof of that Bhagavan is with me and I am with him. We call it life force and all that. Those are all English words. But what is really happening is Hamsa. Hum, so, hum. One of the yoga is given, Hamsa yoga is also there. Very practice that, focus on that. I am he, focus on that. Okay, Soham, mantra is there. That's going on all the time. Okay? Suparno Bhujagotamaha. Then, this Hamsa bird mythologically has got so beautiful 2 wings. So again, mythology immediately it doesn't apply to me. Mythology is very much applies to me. I'm very much part of it. Only thing is, it is beyond my ability of mind to grasp. So I push it away. Mythology is actually an experience. That is very much true. You understand? So don't think it's academic and the story and no. Mythology is more important than all the other non-fictions that we read. Okay? Because it's beyond the realm of intelligence and realm of mind. Okay? But the truth is very much there. Okay? If I can experience it. So what are the 2 wings that we have? Anybody? We all know bird sits there on a branch that is so thin and going up and down in the wind that's blowing, but the bird is seated very peacefully. You and I, if we were to go, we'll be afraid, oh my God, I'm going to fall down, right? The bird is not affected. It's just nicely sitting there, thinnest branch on the branch. You all have seen this. The thing goes up and down in wind and the wind is strong. The bird is not affected. Why? Because the bird knows. It has complete confidence in its 2 wings. So life like that, we go through, we're sitting on this branch and life, ups and downs we go, but we get affected, right? Why? Because we don't have faith in our own wings. So what are the 2 wings? Can you think of? Think about it. Next class will cover that. Okay? I want you to think about it. What are the 2 wings that I can literally fly, which I don't seem to have faith in? Right? So we all think, we are superior to birds, right? On the contrary, we have to learn a lot from all these animals and birds and all that. They are far superior than us. Okay? Even though it's supposed to be the height of the evolution is human being, provided that's because I have a human body does not make me a human being. If I behave like a human being, yes, then I am pinnacle. Then I am doing better than the animals and the birds. And what is the behavior of a human being that makes me superior? Potentially superior. Think about it. Okay, so Suparnaha, the 2 wings. Next, that's the homework. Bhujagotamaha, okay? Bhujanga Sayanam. Antakaram, Bhujanga Sayanam. Bhujaga Sayanam, we feel like that, right? Bhujaga. Bhujaga is serpent. So Bhujaga is snake. Uttamaha, the most exalted among all the snakes. Okay? When we say Purushottamaha, we can relate to it. Oh, Bhagavan Krishna. Immediately we say, Krishna, Purushottamaha. He's also Bhujagottamaha. He's also the most exalted, the supreme among all the snakes. What's wrong in that? Why should we look at it as anything less or anything? No, because Bhagavan is the supreme most in every types of creation. Because he himself says, you want to see me in the manifested world, look at the thing that shines. So Arjuna asks him, says, how do I see you? Anything that you see where it shines the best, that is an aspect of me. If you see purity that shines, the aspect of purity, that is me. Now the purity doesn't shine, if it's impure, nothing shines there. So you don't see Bhagavan there, even though he is present, right? Do you understand? So, Bhujagottamaha is the Uttama among all the Bhujagas. Whether you call him Adiseshan or whatever, point is among the called all the snakes, right? So, Maheshwaso Mahi Bhatta Srinivasa Satam Gatihi Aniruddhasuranando Govindo Govidam Patihi Marichuddamano Hamsat Suparno Bhujagottamaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.